starting to shoot the ball really well, and she can really get hot, but she needs to sustain it from start to finish.
Saw that Eastern starting lineup. You mentioned Phyllis Webb, Shayna Deans. Those two have combined for almost 52% of Eastern scoring over the last 4 games. Bowling Green with the initial possession, and the shot comes up short by Haley Puck. Had to pick up right where she left off. That 10-point effort against Ball State and Bowling Green's recent loss, 75-53. Driving to the basket there, no good by Shayna Deans. Deans averaging 11 points a game, but over 15 in the last 4 games. Lobbed inside to Abby Siefker. A good move inside off glass. She has really developed her game over the course of her years at Bowling Green, especially with those inside moves.
Yeah, that's a positive to get her going early. And you see going right at the freshman and Becca Turney, who hasn't seen that many minutes, doesn't play that much. So I think Bowling Green will consistently go into Siefker early.
Foul there on Shayna Deans going for the offensive rebound. Bowling Green has dominated the all-time series, 51-15. They won last year, 67-63. The last time that Eastern Michigan won was 2015. The last time before that, 2005. But nonetheless, that's a little deceiving because Bowling Green and Eastern's had quite a rivalry over the years.
Yeah, it's been really good, but yeah, Bowling Green winning 14 out of the last 15. But a lot of really close games. We've seen some outstanding performances here. Lauren Prohaska went for 40 here once. And it's been a big-time rivalry that you don't really hear that much about.
Going into this year, Eastern Michigan was considered to be a likely contender under first-year head coach Fred Castro. Try to inbound the ball there. It was knocked out of bounds. And there his coach. Came from Washington 3 years. Last year, he was assistant coach on the team that made it all the way to the Final Four, and they did it with a 6-player rotation.
Yeah, UW was really, really solid, so it wasn't really that big of a surprise for him to get a nice head coaching job fresh off that year.
Foul there on the inbound attempt. And it is called on Ashley Tunstall. And Bowling Green, they made a run to the Sweet 16 the year after you left, and they did, I believe, with a 7-player rotation, so it can be done, and that's something for Eastern with all the injuries and players leaving rather unexpectedly. They need to be able to do that. Here is Tori Easley, high school teammate of Sasha Daly at Rogers in Toledo. There's a nice pass. Going to the basket, no good off glass. And Tunstall came out with a rebound. A junior transfer from nearby Owens Community College, a very successful program. Shot no good from the outside by Lambert. And now thundering back down the court goes Phyllis Webb. And she missed with the left-hand layup attempt. And back come the Falcons, and we've got the tempo picking up here. Puck again. Casts it up, no good, but Tunstall runs down the rebound.
Both teams are going to go fast, try to score early in the shot clock.
Santoro, perfect rotation on that ball and splashes down for a 3.
Now you'll see Eastern's a team that they play better at home. They feel confident at home. They score 60 points a game, but once they come home, that average goes up about 5 points per game. They feel much better playing here at home. So they're a team that's going to go early. They feel like they can attack this Bowling Green defense, and Bowling Green feels the same exact way about Eastern.
Becca Turney missed that shot. She is in the lineup. They had to make some changes as a result of Daly not playing. Couldn't hit there. Outside, Tunstall fakes, drives. Turney gives him some real size inside, but Tunstall, undaunted, goes over the top to put it in to give Bowling Green a 6-0 lead. That shot earlier by Santoro was judged to be a 2, not a 3, so it's 6-0. Had the toe right on the arc. Penetration, and Phyllis, no, pardon me, that was Micah Robinson, the excellent freshman, averaging 11 points a game. She got 16 against Ohio in Eastern's last game, which they played well, but came up short 68-51 as Ohio pulled away at the end. Inside, Siefker went up, no good. Strong rebound, and travel is called before Santoro laid it in.
Well, Eastern Michigan is definitely athletic. That's not a problem for them by any means.
Jennifer Roos There she is. Longtime assistant for tremendous, legendary coach Kurt Miller, who you played under in your career, and she was the assistant back then, and you thought she'd be a great fit to take over this program when Kurt moved on.
Yeah, I pushed hard for her to become that head coach, and it was the right decision for her to fill in, especially when she was associate head coach and filled in for Kurt when he had some health problems. So yeah, absolutely was the correct decision for her to be there.
Let him do a 30-plus win season a couple of years ago. Outside shot beyond the arc, no good by Webb. Rebound Santoro. And she wanted to run it out quickly, didn't have it, pulled up and then accelerated again all the way to score. Great reading of the situation by Santoro there more than once.
Yeah, and that's really good offense by Bowling Green, going early in the...
And she can really just go off on you if you're not careful against her.
Yeah, and she's a really great rebounder for her size, and we showed the clip there about her double-doubles, and really an underrated rebounder, just excellent for her size.
Bowling Green has been a really great rebounding team this year, probably their bright spot of the year. A shot was missed by Mayla Mitchell. Right back the other way is Lambert. That was well short. Lambert usually a good three-point marksman. In Eastern Michigan, we talked about Sasha Daly being injured. Isabel Levine, who's one of their top reserves, is also out today. So they're playing with just 8 players. And a lot of those 8 players haven't had a lot of time, so it's definitely going to be a challenge for the Eagles today. Pass picked off by Haley Puck, knocked it away, and then came down with it. Lob pass for Siefker, outside Santoro, just offline. Battle for the rebound, and Tunstall is called with a foul as she was grappling with Ashley Nickens, 6'3" post player. Jennifer Roos has been pacing up and down quite a bit in this game. Talk about Ashley Nickens, 6'3" post player. She had an excellent coach in Abby Olajuwon, the daughter of Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon on this Eastern Michigan team.
Yeah, you think she's teaching some baby hooks out there?
I wouldn't be at all surprised. Mitchell, good penetration to a basket and an and one. Boy, they needed that. Mayla Mitchell coming off the bench and really providing a spark there as a look at Abby Olajuwon. And she actually had been on the staff with Oklahoma with Fred Castro, so they're reunited here. And obviously, she played in the WNBA. She was a star in her own right. And then, of course, with the pedigree, you can't help but respect that. This by Mitchell. Houston took Olajuwon the same draft year that the Bulls ended up with Michael Jordan. In fact, Olajuwon went before Michael Jordan in that draft. He went second overall. In the zone, a 2-3 zone for Eastern. Typically, they like to play a zone. Lobbed inside. Siefker kicks it out down to 5 on the shot clock. Put up, and that one well short from Andrea Cecil. One of a number of prep stars on this Bowling Green team, a lot of them from Ohio. Fancy dribbling by Micah Robinson. And Phyllis Webb, stop and go dribbling, and she scores inside, and Eastern is back within 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Phyllis Webb with a field goal attempt up in the range of about 25 tonight. That she's got to be that person to score for them.
Lambert shot in and out, and Siefker called for bumping. Interesting with Phyllis Webb, who just scored that basket. We talked about Shea Sweeney is a teammate of Sasha Daly, and then Shea Sweeney left, high school teammates, and same thing, Janae Morton and Phyllis Webb were high school teammates, and Janae Morton moved on this year, and Webb and Morton were quite a combination. You see Webb there, number 21, coming up without the ball, and she and Morton were almost like twins out there. They went to the same school, played the same sports, and were both dynamic players. Micah Robinson, she looks like she's going to be a dynamic player. Leads the team with almost 3 assists a game to go with her 11 points. Looked like she was thinking about shooting. Now step back shot, fadeaway, no good. Strong rebound by Nickens. Gave it off to Shayna Deans, and they'll reset. Just over 3 minutes to go, opening quarter. Good ball movement to Webb. came up short. Thundering out of there with the ball goes Andrea Cecil, first-team All-Ohio player from Oak Harbor, Ohio. Not far from Toledo. Considered a local player. Could be considered a local player for either one of these schools. Inside lob pass, off glass and in. Cecil scores.
And Andrea Cecil's been doing really well lately. I think that she is a absolute bright spot for Bowling Green. She's had some really good time lately. She was actually, she led them in scoring against Western Michigan. She had 13. She had 7 against Buffalo. You know, and was their second leading scorer in that game. So she's starting to put together a string of really good minutes for Coach Roos.
Wide open in the corner and banged in by Nayla Mitchell. She nailed that shot, I guess you could say. And she has really played very well off the bench for Eastern Michigan. Outside Lambert, stolen. Breaking down the floor, Deans one-on-one with Lambert. Used the body to draw the foul. Could not quite get it to go, but she'll be at the line for 2.
That's just a sloppy pass there by Sydney Lambert, just assuming that she was going to be able to reverse the ball, and then bad defensive play there, and she questioned the foul and thought she didn't foul, but it was clear. It was body contact. That either you've got to go for a swipe and try to get out of there or get out of the way. That's just frustrating as she comes out of the game. That's a frustrating play there. And I would assume Coach Roos wasn't too satisfied with.
Sheena Dean on the line. I think she was saying Dean might have tried to initiate that contact. She set a school record in high school for points in the game. She got 48 points in high school. Dean, and missed shot, but another foul called off the scramble. This one on Bowling Green's number 23, Katarian Thompson. It's a great star out of the Lima, Ohio area in high school ball. Eastern is not a good free throw shooting team. They're averaging just over 60%, and we're already seeing some of those woes early in this game.
Yeah, a case where Eastern could be winning. We saw Bowling Green come out fast. They played well. Santoro got going early. And right now, I believe momentum's back on Eastern's side. They've got some buckets, and they're starting to play
Look
well.
at that pained expression. I think you can almost see it. We got to be able to make some free throws, especially on our home floor. They're down 1. They could be up 3 or 4 if they hit some of those. Bowling Green trying to work on that 2-3 zone. Outside, Cecil again. That one off the mark, but Tunstall's right there. It was to actually Thompson laying that in to Bowling Green's benefit that the ball didn't hit the rim. It just bounded off the glass right to a waiting Thompson.
Yeah, nice job crashing the boards. It's hard to rebound when you're playing a zone, which Eastern is in. So someone has to absolutely take advantage of those offensive rebounds.
Deans tried to drive, knocked away off of her. Bowling Green gets the ball back. Here's a look at the turnovers. Pretty even at this point. Bowling Green's got their senior point guard, Rachel Kineski. At one time, she was the heir apparent to be the starter. Stolen against 2 defenders back. Couldn't quite be finished by Robinson. She got her own rebound, though. And now, again, she thought about the 3. That one is taken by Mitchell. She's already hit 1. No good, but they're followed by Phyllis Webb. And she scores. Bowling Green signals for a timeout. Good ball movement by Eastern Michigan.
Coach Roos wanted that travel there on Becca Turney up top. Not so happy she didn't get that, but don't give up offensive rebounds.
Thompson made a neat floater there, but she was fouled before the shot. Phyllis Webb committed that foul. Phyllis Webb entered this game with 914 career points. She'll go to the bench now. They don't want her to get foul trouble too early. But she had 914 career points, 669 rebounds. Would only be the 7th player in Eastern Michigan history to get 1,700 in those 2 categories. Shot is up by Rachel Myers. No good. Cecil the rebound, it drops. And she'll get to the line. Andrea Cecil's been, once again, a difference maker early in this game.
Yeah, she plays hard. I really like her out there. She's like a stretch 4, a big 3, where she steps outside and shoots it, but she's a taller player in there. She's listed at 6'1", so you're going to have to find her if you're Eastern Michigan, because she's obviously going to be in there rebounding and nice putback. And you see her numbers, they're only 4 points per game. But as I mentioned, really going up and scoring. She's really starting to find a groove. And I think she's Bowling Green's best player off the bench right now. And she's doing good things. She has a very bright future ahead of herself.
823 career points in high school, which is a school record, both for season and also for an individual game. She holds the record. Bowling Green up by 4 in the waning seconds of the first quarter. Robinson trying to create off the dribble, but she's called for a charge. Cecil with a good defensive play to go on top of everything else she's done well in this game so far.
Yeah, really nice hedge there by her. I was actually a little surprised that they still gave her that charge call, but it was a good defensive play by her.
Anytime you draw a charge, you earned it. And that could have been an illegal screen there. Shot coming short by Lambert, and that is it. Yes. Robinson hit the deck hard, running into Abby Siefker. Bowling Green, a good first quarter, leading Northern Ball State. We talked about Eastern's problems, and Toledo everybody thought was going to be right up there too.
Yeah, well, the West is much better than the East. It's not even close. So I'm not surprised to see that top heavy there with Ball State and Central, Western, Toledo, just right behind them, Northern up there. So those still, I would say, out of the top 6 teams in the MAC, 4 of them are coming from the West.
Bowling Green trying to score one for the East tonight, and they lead 17-11. Santoro scoring. And that ball that found it high up and dropped back in. Missed by Robinson. Back comes Cecil, who's been doing it all so far in this game. Siefker in the post. Going to work, but was fended off by Tori Easley. Played as a high school teammate of Shea Sweeney and Sasha Daly. Shea Sweeney, after 3 years, was the 3rd leading all-time Eastern Michigan scorer. That shot off the front iron by Santoro, bounds out. Bowling Green was considered to be a 3-point shooting team. That was their strength, and all 12 of the players on their active rotation have hit at least 1 3 this year, but their average is just over 28%. So even though they're hitting a lot, averaging 7 a game, you can't really say it's been a strong point of their squad.
No, they shoot a lot. Yeah, the percentage is not where you want it to be for a 3-point shooting team.
Shot there by Tori Easley. Get Eastern back within 4. She said she's going to have to carry the banner for Rogers High School today, with Sweeney gone and Daly out. Almost batted away. Santoro got it. Nice pass underneath and a good finish. That's one thing Abby Siefker can do. She has a nice touch under the basket, and she can hit those 0-footers.
Yeah, it's going to be important for Bowling Green here. They really struggle in the second quarter. They have all year long. That's the biggest point differential when you look at them, is their second quarter. So this is a time where Eastern Michigan can really get off.
Easily with an and one. And she's on fire. Now the good news for Bowling Green in that regard is you see her taking it strong to the rack. But the second quarter's been very bad for Eastern Michigan too. In the second quarter this year, they're 3 for 36 from 3-point range, and they shoot 26.7%. So the team that does well in this quarter, it might go a long way to deciding who wins the game.
Yeah, it's really strange when you look at that, how you can play well in the first quarter, and then it's kind of a letdown in the second quarter.
I was going to say, is there anything to that, or is it just coincidental?
I don't know. I mean, this is, we're back on we're to the quarters now, and it's tough. I guess you're just not closing out the half well, where you wouldn't notice it in years past.
What a drive and score. She's making a strong argument for maybe a regular starting and prominent role on this Bowling Green team. Easily trying for 3 consecutive field goals to start the quarter. No good. Cecil bringing the ball up. What hasn't she done in this game? Won't quite go, but Santoro, you mentioned, a good rebounder, pulled that one down very well. Puck steps inside the arc, no good. Rebound easily. Beasley and Cecil are really playing extremely well here at this point. Robinson off for Deans. Fouled by Cecil. I thought they called a foul there. I think they said it was tied up. Another great defensive play for Cecil. Bowling Green with the arrow, so they'll end up getting the ball. Easily takes a seat on the bench after injecting her team with a little life there. And Cecil is just in the zone right now in every respect.
Yeah, it's big for her, not only confidence-wise, but big for Bowling Green, where most of their points come from their starters, as you would expect, but almost all the points from Eastern Michigan come from their starters. So they need this bench spark. They need someone who can come in and score.
That ball goes inside to Jane Euchre. Could not score from the low post. Outside shot, no good by Robinson. Rebound, Puck. Long pass to Cecil. Nice no-look feed underneath to Euchre. And she was defended very well by Ashley Nickens. Deans slick behind the back dribble, sails in and scores off glass. And I'll tell you what, the tempo is really quick right now. Santoro from outside, no good. Rebound Mitchell.
And I think Eastern Michigan is fine with this tempo. Their offense is working well when they're attacking, when they're getting points in the paint. And Bowling Green's firing threes in a game that's up and down. That team that's attacking the key here is going to benefit from
You
that.
see a lot of substitutions coming up, and with this tempo, you got to do that. Beautiful backdoor pass, and one for Webb. After Robinson, the leading playmaker on this Eastern Michigan team, set her up perfectly. Nice back cut, and she hit her right in stride. Phyllis Webb was a volleyball and track star. She actually holds the all-time Minnesota record in the 4x2 dash. And she was on a couple of state relay champions, 4x1 and 4x2. Her father played for the Minnesota Gophers in the 70s. Her brother played for the Gophers in 05. She's definitely got the pedigree too, as she goes and takes a well-deserved rest there. 6 minutes to go, first half. Thompson from way out knocks it down. Bowling Green up 3.
That was like a dart. I didn't think that had enough to get over the front of the rim, but that's bench scoring. Those are good minutes. Big bucket for her.
Guided radar. She's got the potential to be a big-time scorer as she goes along. Deans with a 360 spin. Too tough to finish. Out comes Puck. Brings it over to Thompson. She'll try again. That low trajectory shot, no good. Good play by Robinson to keep it alive, and she knocked it over to Jayla Russ. Both teams made wholesale changes. I was just saying, the tempo of this game, you have to bring in fresh legs as much as you can. Eastern, remember, going with just 8 players, and a lot of them not used to playing a lot of minutes. Inside, beautiful finish there by Becca Turney. Good ball game here. 1 point separating the teams. Bowling Green with the lead in the ball. Still working on that 2-3 zone. Lambert, no good. She hasn't been able to find the target yet, but Cecil scores. Great inside pass to Lambert, and she draws a foul.
Well, that ended up much better than it started. Bowling Green was just passing the ball side to side. There was no movement through, no screening on that zone offense, so.
And they got a great pass to get to the line. 24-23 Bowling Green leading, 4:41 to go, second quarter. Record is 399 and 187. They're certainly going to get it soon, but they would certainly love to get it tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive when you have the most wins in MAC history. You kind of assume that, but that's credit to winning away from playing at home. So that's big. Everybody would love to win on the road. So when you can accomplish that, then you're having successful seasons.
Toledo is the next closest. They've got 382 overall victories, and they're the only other MAC team overall that has a higher than 60% winning percentage, but Bowling Green has clearly been the dominant team over the whole history of Mac Women's basketball. Stolen from Easley by Euchre. She got it back, put it up and in, but traveling was called. Tori Easley has had herself a very good game so far. It's All City and Toledo for 3 years running. Shot no good by Rachel Myers. And Webb really running it down quickly. Pulls up then, found an opening and took full advantage.
She's just putting her head down and go, but someone for Bowling Green needs to step up. We have one starter on the floor for them in Ashley Tunstall. So bench players come out here.
Thompson from way out. She is the cousin of Ozzie Newsom, the former great tight end for the Cleveland Browns. And I'm sure that Ozzie's very impressed with what she's turned into being, her Uncle Ozzie. Baseline, trying to drive, stepping out of bounds is Phyllis Webb.
That was good defense there by Ashley Tunstall. I think that's the matchup that has to happen. I would say that her athleticism has to go on Phyllis Webb to shut her down. So nice possession there defensively for Bowling Green. Try to come back and extend this lead here.
Eski for Bowling Green. Good bounce pass to Myers, attacking the basket and one. And she really went in strong and drew the foul. Foul's on Easley. We're starting to see the teams run some pretty effective offensive sets here of late. Some good passing around the basket. Here was another indication of it.
And nice job there by going inside, where Bowling Green has shot so many threes here to begin that you have to try to go inside there, and that was an excellent penetration.
They haven't been overly successful with their threes, and that might open that up if they have some success inside. And an offensive foul. Called on Easley. That's 2 quick ones on her. We'll see how much longer she stays on the floor. She's been one of the catalysts for Eastern Michigan, but those 2 fouls are going to perhaps cause her to have to play a little bit more cautiously. Koneski with a beautiful pass and reverse layup by Tunstall. Koneski, 2 fine assists in the last 2 possessions.
Yeah, that was really good zone offense there. That play baseline, there's a screen to the corner, and then you actually hit the roller who seals, and it's not the first look by the defense. So nice find there by Koneski.
Phyllis Webb, another good penetration, but the ball skimmed off the front iron. And Bowling Green can actually go up double digits here on this possession. Inside to Euchre. Easily playing strong despite those 2 fouls. Forward to Webb. All the way in, even though she seemed to lose her footing a bit, she was able to finish. Great example of defense to offense. Transition points for Eastern. They get a lot more on their home floor than they do playing on the road. It's another big difference between the two. Shot missed, rebound Easley. First layup, but Mitchell stepped out of bounds. A couple of times they've lost possession on plays such as that. Coach Castro could be seeing some good things out here, but I'd like to see more consistency. But the young team like they have and some of the adversity they've encountered, it's not totally unexpected. Koneski driving. Not much chance to finish that, but she got her own rebound, put it back up, no good, failed to draw the foul. 3-on-3, Easley to Mitchell, and she goes tumbling over Cecil, who was already down on the floor.
Yeah, just a total accidental play there where Cecil got tripped and happens to pick up the foul call. and had really no impact on the play except for the accidental trip there where she's down on the ground and can't do anything.
How'd she get down there? So
she was pretty fortunate there
the handler even arrived
to not take a knee to the head there.
An innocent by sitter on that play. Eastern Michigan will maintain possession. Rager Robinson to inbound with 1:23 to go in this exciting, fast-paced first half in a game that both teams need to win to enhance their MAC tournament position. Webb gets it to drop after it rattled around the rim. Just like that, Eastern back within 5 after Bowling Green had the ball and a chance to go up double digits not long ago. Puck, inside pass, Tunstall forces it up and in over Robinson, who just couldn't believe that went in.
Yeah, she stayed straight up, but nice job by Bowling Green. Eastern Michigan's switching everything defensively, so find your mismatches when you screen post on guard, so then there's a guard on a post on the defensive end.
Puck steals it from Mitchell, one-on-one, but she lost the handle and ends it up. She passed it right to the Eastern Michigan bench. Everything went wrong there after they had a clear 2-on-1.
Kutcher's is begging for a deflection there, but she's not going to get that one back.
They would have been somewhat fortunate to get that call. Angie Enlund, Tom Howard, and Chris Miner capably blowing the whistles in this game. 20 seconds left in the half. Lambert trying to keep Robinson honest. Over for Mitchell. Loops it into Webb. A fadeaway, no good. 3 seconds left. They just beat the shot clock. Santoro lofts from way out and didn't miss by much. A strong first half for the Bowling Green Falcons as they lead the
on the flip side, so I'm sure she got after them a little bit during that halftime.
Saw the Eastern dance team and cheerleaders. They entertained this crowd at halftime, and now we're underway with the third quarter as Tunstall comes up with an early steal.
And that was that matchup that I said I think Tunstall needs to guard Webb to match her athleticism.
Well, Bowling Green probably had their best second quarter effort of the year. Eastern still with some blues in that department. Siefker going strong and draws a foul. She's a player, Abby Siefker, that has been racked by injuries throughout her career, and yet she's continued to develop at any rate. And one can kind of look and say, had she been able to be healthy for her entire career, she might have really become an outstanding player. She got 1,000 points and rebounds, first ever at Ottoville High School. School record for rebounds, 1,085 there, and was a really highly touted recruit. Shot missed, and she hit her first 3 of the season recently, so now all 12 of the Bowling Green players I mentioned before have hit at least 1 triple this year. Bob inside, Webb going to work on Tunstall, and really went to work on it.
Yeah, she is really impressive. Her athleticism in there where she can post up, as you just saw, or she attacks the basket and goes the length of the floor. Her athleticism is such a major key that, yes, if Eastern had their full squad.
Banked in by Tunstall. I don't think that she necessarily intended that, but she'll take it. 40-31. Bowling Green once again edging up toward a double-digit lead. Deans. And she was hoping she might just get away with that traveling call, but she knew she was guilty as soon as the sound of the whistle rent the air. Gave a quick look up at the ceiling. So for the second time in the game, Bowling Green with the ball and a 9-point lead. Lambert, who did not have a good first half shooting-wise. He was 0 for 5, all from three-point range. Santoro, who did well at the outset, missed that shot. She was 3 for 6 in the first half. And Robinson is fouled by Sydney Lambert.
The foul number 13, Lambert, her second. Team first in the ball.
First team foul for Bowling Green in the third quarter. Jennifer Roos trading out things for her team to keep in mind. She had a lot of notes before the game. That was put in nicely by Mitchell to make it 40-33. Three-point shot rattles out from Lambert, who continues to struggle from outside. Webb goes the length of the floor, and a blocking call is made. And it appears that puck got shaken up a little bit. Webb, she has no hesitance whatsoever about taking it strong to the basket.
No, and that's her MO right now, and she's really efficient. You see there, 7 for 12 from the field, and I think if Eastern wants to come back, first of all, they have to make their free throws, but it's going to be on her. She has to score, I would say, 25 points this game. I talked about her taking maybe 25 shots, but she's absolutely very capable of doing that.
You saw that free throw number we talked about, which is not good, and they haven't even been up to that level in this game. 2 for 7 at the half, and another missed one there. 2 misses, in fact, by Webb. It's just not going to get the job done. Santoro nearly lost it outside. Thompson, no good. And a rebound by Deans. Eastern can get back within 5 or 4 with a three-point possession. Deans goes for the 2, no good. Good job by Thompson, who got that rebound out for Tunstall. Driving off glass, won't fall for Lambert. Tunstall again the rebound. Santoro from way out, no good. Scramble for the rebound, and it will be to Eastern Michigan. The foul will be called on Abby Siefker.
It's been some.
It's a 4th foul already on Siefker, so that will be detrimental for Bowling Green. Although Cecil's been doing a job for 2 players underneath, and she's back on.
Yeah, we'll see if she can provide that spark that she did in the first half, where Thompson and Cecil, the leading scorers for Bowling Green, are on the floor here quick.
Deans with a great move. She drove, faked the pass, looked off the defender, and then went in to lay it home. Thompson trying to answer immediately, no good. And out comes Eastern Michigan. Robinson up for Webb. And just like that, Eastern is right back in the thick of things after they were down 9. It's only 3 now.
Bowling Green needs to go back to getting into the key here, and offensive rebounding. They were successful in the first half because of those points in the paint, second chance points.
Santoro, great drive there. Both teams are penetrating well, getting to the basket.
On cue there, that was Santoro attacking the basket, getting those points in the paint.
Deans, no good, tried to keep the rebound alive, swept away from Santoro. Lambert on the break, 2-on-2, but she's called for a charge. It's not been a banner game so far for Sydney Lambert. She's working hard, but just don't seem to be panning out for her. Robinson established position very well.
Yeah, I mean, she slid a little late, but you know, if you're Sydney Lambert, why are you driving into the chest of the defender anyway? So I mean, cross over and go the other way. Go towards the basket or pull it out. It was a quick bang, bang, and it went Eastern Michigan's way, and Coach Roos not happy about it. I get it, but.
Lobbed in, no good. Becca Turney had 12 rebounds and 5 blocks earlier in a game against Ferris State. 7th leading total rebound-wise this year. Foul was called there.
Now,
ball awarded to Bowling Green off the scramble.
Now Bowling Green has to offensively be productive here and attack. Phyllis Webb out of the game. You have to win this battle with her on the bench.
Rachel Myers, another very highly sought after prep recruit. Backcourt Thompson, no good. Ball was rebounded by Jayla Russ and off of Tunstall. Eastern will maintain possession. Eastern had 4 players in double digits. Sasha Daly, who we're not seeing tonight. Phyllis Webb, Shayna Deans, and Micah Robinson. After that, Isabel Levine had 4.4 a game. She's out. Tori Easley 4.4. Nobody else with over 1.1. So they're having to really get some other players to step up. Inside pass, and there's Deans. Once again, cutting Eastern, getting Eastern back within 3.
And I think you have to get Cecil going here. Let her attack the basket. Nice play call.
Doing just that, and she made a very difficult shot there.
She has such a mismatch there that there's no way that Becca Turney can guard her from the three-point line into the paint. Cecil is so much more athletic and versatile there.
Look at Dean maneuvering close quarters and score. Then getting Eastern within 3. 2 defenders were on her. She navigated through them very artfully. Speaking of skillful dribbling, there is once again Cecil going to the basket, and she draws a blocking call. 4:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. Bowling Green leading by 3 over Eastern Michigan. Cecil at the line. And missed the free throw. Neither team is hitting their free throw. There they are. You see, they're trying to get the attention of Cecil as she shoots. She missed both. Whether that had anything to do with it, I don't know. But rebound, Webb, who's back on the floor after that brief respite. We figured she wouldn't get very long breaks in this game. Easily back out. Lob inside. 3 seconds was called there. Bowling Green taking over. After Eastern lost a chance to possibly tie the game, but now they're going to get another chance as Kineski dragged her foot and was called for traveling. Yeah, this is the time of the game where teams have to convert in clutch situations, and teams without good records tend to struggle with that. There's a good passing to Easley to make it a 1-point game.
Really nice slip there where she acted like she was going to screen and just slipped right to the basket for a nice smooth finish.
Kineski splits the defense. Scoop shot no good. Rebound Robinson heading down the floor. And again, she's drawn a couple of fouls when she just accelerates at midcourt.
Lots of hand checks on Bowling Green defenders with Eastern pushing the tempo, getting out, and just fouls away from the basket. You've got to clean that up.
Santoro, Puck, and Lambert back in. And perhaps Bowling Green is going to try to shuffle in fresh players and wear Eastern down. Said they only have 8 players available to them in this game. Robinson hits the shot. Very impressive freshman. He's rated at one point as the 38th best player in the Midwest and a 3-star recruit by ESPN. And Eastern surges ahead after they were down 9 earlier in this quarter, and Bowling Green seemed to have things well in hand. Bad pass there. That one's stolen by Robinson. Pulls up in the paint. Won't go. Rebound run down by Haley Puck. Falcons moving it back up quickly. They'll settle into their half-court game. Tunstall has done it all except maybe hit an outside shot. It's going to drive on easily, no good. Rebound Robinson, who's really starting to take charge here for Eastern offensively. She goes right to the basket, but stifled by Tunstall. Back come the Falcons. Starting to go up and down the floor again, as we saw earlier in the game.
Santoro had a nice hesitation there, pulled back. I think she could have popped a jumper.
A lot of separation between her and the defender. Now she drives, trying to do it that way. No good. Tunstall, another strong rebound, and puts it in. They give Bowling Green a 1-point lead. Bowling Green has out-rebounded their opponents in 15 of 19 games this year. Eastern Michigan, meanwhile, has not been a strong rebounding team in games they've lost. In their 14 losses, they've been out-rebounded by a margin of over 6. In the games they've won, they have out-rebounded the other team by a margin of almost 6. They're out-rebounded by 3 in the first half. Webb can't finish that play.
Nice defense there by Ashley Tunstall to force Webb into a tough contested turnaround.
Tunstall playing a great second half so far. Lambert again fails to connect, this time from the baseline. Easily back to Robinson, who's had the ball in her hands continually here for Eastern Michigan in this third quarter as we're coming down on the 1 minute mark remaining. Into the paint, tried to kick it out for Deans, nearly lost. Deans recovered, stripped away from her, and out flies Santoro with the ball. Now she's going to take it strong and draws a foul on Robinson.
2 nice points about that play there. Santoro attacks hard, gets herself to the free throw line, and it's also a 2-for-1, where now Bowling Green is also going to get the last shot of the of the quarter, unless they give up an offensive rebound to Eastern Michigan. So it's a 2-for-1 here, bonus, where she should put points on the board at the free throw line, and then they control the destiny of taking the last shot of the third quarter with momentum going into the fourth.
Hit that first shot for a 2-point lead. Bowling Green's one MAC win was against Akron on January 7th on the road. Almost followed it up a week later with a big home win against Central Michigan, but they lost in overtime. Central 6-1 coming into tonight. Missed the second shot, 40 seconds to go, third quarter. 2-point Bowling Green lead. Eastern could tie or take the lead on this possession. Naila Mitchell inside for Easley, and puck stepped up, knocked the ball away, and the Falcons will get perhaps the final possession of this third quarter.
And I think you go to Santoro here. Let her attack for herself.
Instead they go to Euchre, and she's called for a foul. Good defensive play by Robinson, or Deans rather, 22.
And that was Dean's only choice, where she was absolutely undersized there and had to try to hold her ground and take a good charge. Nice defensive play there.
Well, Eastern with the last chance. Stolen from Robinson though. Bowling Green with a last chance. Naila Mitchell with a steal. She throws it up and hits. Off the
impressive second quarter by them. So momentum right now for Eastern Michigan.
They started out well in the third, Bowling Green did. Backdoor pass, and Deans lays it in. And Eastern up 3 now. Deans, who has averaged 15.3 points and 7.8 rebounds in the last 4 games entering tonight. Hasn't been scoring on that clip tonight, but made a big basket there. There's contact and a blocking foul.
I like, though, Santoro going at Santoro right away to attack the basket. I think she has to step up. She's close to her usual double-double, and she needs her double-double here tonight.
Saw Fred Castro. He was an aviation instructor before he went full-time into basketball coaching. Maybe he could promise to take the team up in an airplane with a victory. Shot no good, and they're less than 10 minutes away from what would be a big home win, their first back win of the season, after they have trailed for much of this game. They were outscored in the first 2 quarters and early in the third. Bowling Green set up in a 2-3 zone now. Nice maneuvering there. And shot put up and just missed by Webb. She was called on the foul, however. Her 3rd foul. And obviously they need her to stay on the floor. Deans, meanwhile, will go and take a seat. Santoro. Puck. Trying to work on easily. Nothing there. Kicks it back out to Seifker's on with 4 fouls. Everything opened up for Santoro. She pulled up for the shot. She probably could have taken it in all the way. Missed. Out comes Webb. Steering her way up the floor and putting it off glass. And all of a sudden, Eastern is out to a 5-point lead. It's been a 14-point swing since Bowling Green led by 9 about halfway through the 3rd quarter. Tunstall, that was rejected by the front iron. Out thunders Webb. Pulls up. Scores over Santoro, and the momentum that Eastern had from that shot at the end of the 3rd quarter by Mitchell has continued to crest as they're up 7. Bowling Green timeout, 8:06 to go.
Onto the basket and get anything she wants inside the key. Someone from Bowling Green needs to slow her down, like at the 3-point line, maybe when she crosses half court. She has a full head of steam going in there.
Inside to Seifker. And she is fouled and will get to the line. Free throws are going to become very critical as this game goes on. Bowling Green was 4 for 4 in the first half. They saw that record broken in the 3rd quarter. See if they can get back to it. Seifker hits the first one to get them within 6. Remember, she's playing with 4 fouls. Coach Bruce undoubtedly decided they need her on the floor. There's no point in saving her at this point, the way the game was starting to get away from the Falcons, and she's got them back within 5. Robinson directing traffic. Bowling Green still in that 2-3 zone. Eastern had employed throughout much of the game. Mitchell hit that huge 3-point shot at the end of the 3rd quarter. Down to 3 on the shot clock. They may not get this off. They do finally, but it did not draw iron, so the shot clock violation is cited.
Nice defensive possession there by Bowling Green. Eastern just went side to side. They have to get some kind of still screen action against that zone.
Thompson taking it in. Oh, beautiful execution there with that left hand drop off the glass, and Bowling Green back within 3 now, coming on after the timeout. Jennifer Roos using that timeout constructively. Easley found an opening. Couldn't hit though, and Santoro, the rebound. Bowling Green could tie on this possession or get within 1 with a deuce. Inside they go to Seifker, trying to kick out. She's called for traveling. At least they didn't call her for backing in. So she can stay out on the floor. Eastern, once again, trying to find a seam in this zone. Webb cut off by Seifker, and Tunstall deflected the ball. Tunstall has played a strong 2nd half. That's Coach Castro, his team, when they made it to the Final Four last year, they beat Stanford when Stanford was ranked number 3 in the country. In his first year at Washington, they beat Stanford on a nationally televised game when Stanford was number 4 in the country. Pass, Santoro deflected it out of bounds, but Eastern maintains possession. Webb, Mitchell, a more conventional shot, but she didn't make that one. Guess she has to be off balance and 40 feet away to have her maximum chance. Stolen from Webb. Out comes Thompson. Pull up, floater, banks it in. Bowling Green within one. It looked like a 3-on-1. They probably didn't get as good a shot there as they might have otherwise got, but it worked.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Thompson there to stop and pull up to shoot that little floater off the backboard where she was going straight down the floor and never really established one side or the other, so she did not have a layup opportunity. So that was a good basket.
Backdoor, they didn't have the spacing to utilize the 3-on-1, but there's Webb with a huge three-point shot to give Eastern a 4-point lead.
And she's up to 21 points. So I think right now, if you're Bowling Green, you just have to find her every single possession. Make somebody else beat you.
Thompson with the ball now is up to 12, Bowling Green's leader. No good, maybe a forced shot that time. Foul is called. Bowling Green players. Bowling Green ball. Crucial possession, down 4, and they get it out to Santoro. Just enough elevation on that ball to prevent Deans from getting a hand on it. And now she does get a hand on that one. And scores despite Santoro's efforts to get back. And that was huge for Eastern and a potential backbreaker for Bowling Green. Long shot let fly by Thompson, no good. Tunstall, a rebound and score. She has played, I think, by far the best Falcon player in the second half of this game.
That's where they've been successful, those offensive rebounds. You see Bowling Green 11 offensive rebounds. You can't only have one player crash the glass while 3 are standing on the perimeter. You have to have one shooter, 3 crashing the glass, and 1 player getting back to stop that transition.
Webb missed, Tunstall another rebound. Bowling Green even out-rebounded Ball State in their last game when they lost by 22. There's Siefker scoring, and the Falcons have drawn back to within 2, looking for that 400th overall win. Siefker up to 9 points. Playing with the 4 fouls. Webb should challenge her. There's a block, but they don't call foul number 5. A clean rejection by Siefker. Timeout on the floor. 4:01 to go. The plot thickening. A 2-point Eastern Michigan lead. Also with 3. If the game doesn't go overtime, 3, they ought to be able to maybe get through the rest. But before, they're going to have to play mindful of that. Boy, that 3 by Mitchell at the end of the 3rd quarter really making a difference too. It is the difference at this moment. Here's Robinson with a tough shot, probably not a well-advised one. Rebound, Siefker.
Now every possession matters. If you're Bowling Green here, I think you have to try to go inside. You have not been scoring from outside. You have to try to attack the basket, get something here off Siefker.
Thompson has not been shy at all about taking clutch shots. No good. Siefker, a strong rebound, positions herself for the layup and ties the game.
Points in the paint there again. Really nice job crashing the boards by Siefker off a good drive by Thompson, and they were able to convert that.
Webb, and there goes Siefker. She should be out of the ball game there, and that is a big loss for Bowling Green, as evidenced by the way she converted that last field goal. They need her in there. But Cecil is ready to step on, and I think she's been consistently throughout the entire game Bowling Green's best player. So for 3:09, they can probably sustain the loss of Siefker, given the fact that they have such a capable reserve coming in.
And these are big minutes for the freshman. This is good for her. It's a good learning experience where typically she's not used to being in a tie ball game, now down by 1 with 3 minutes left at the end of the game in a important conference road game. So we'll see what kind of moxie, what kind of guts here the freshman has.
2 free throws, and Eastern goes up 2. Nearly stolen from Santoro by Deans. Carly got it back. Cecil quickly lost an outside shot. No good. Don't know if that was the shot that they wanted on that possession. Webb pulls up. Had a bit of a disgusted look. She thought maybe she was fouled at midcourt. Deans inside the arc, blocked by Santoro. She released for a potential outlet pass on a fast break. It never came. And Eastern Michigan, very fortunately for them, will get the ball back.
Yeah, it was hard to tell there.
Four team fouls on Eastern, one on Bowling Green. That could prove to be significant. And Bowling Green calling for the tie-up, but they're not going to get it there. Thompson will be called for the foul, and actually it was a clean block, but it was the foul before.
It was the reach in there by Thompson that she got caught on, and that's frustrating because that was a really nice defensive play there by Cecil. But insert comment about Eastern Michigan's free throw shooting here. That
if you lose a game like this and you shoot 43% from the line, you're going to kick yourself all the way home, but they got that one. They're nearing 50% now. They lead by 3. Bowling Green's free throw shooting hasn't been that much better, as we just saw that statistic indicate. Thompson. Santoro. And a foul on Webb. That's her 4th. But if this game would go to overtime, that would definitely be a major consideration.
Right now, whoever from here on out, whoever Phyllis Webb is guarding, Bowling Green has to expose that. Try to get her 5th foul. She has 27 points, and she's their go-to playmaker right now. Absolutely, if she's out of the game, that's a little bit tougher here on Eastern Michigan to finish.
Tunstall with 14 with that free throw, now Bowling Green's leader. She was named the Female Athlete of the Year at Owens Community College. Her 2nd year there, missed that free throw that could have gotten within 1. Webb the rebound. And they'll walk it up. And then Robinson picks up the pace because she wants to confer with her coach. Or he wants to confer with her anyway. Under 2 minutes.
Right here, if you're Bowling Green, you have to play good defense, but box out. Absolutely, you cannot give up an offensive rebound.
Webb won't go. Rebound Cecil, a good strong move. And that good entry pass from Robinson. But Bowling Green could tie or take the lead on this possession.
And I would go at Tunstall here with Webb guarding her. Try to get that 5th foul. Wisely, Eastern Michigan switches, or Webb switches.
Santoro trying to draw the foul. Bumped into Webb twice. Webb seemed to jam her wrist, shaking it as she heads back up the floor, but I think a good no call there. And timeout, Eastern Michigan. 30-second timeout. Called by Fred Castro, and he wants to make sure that they don't waste this possession.
Absolutely. Phyllis Webb create something, maybe get it in the post and wheel herself for a layup.
Well, you can't help but think back to that 3-pointer at the end of the 3rd quarter by Mitchell. She just threw up in desperation. It went in off the glass. Gives them their lead. There's Deans to the basket, and now they've gotten a 2-possession game.
So Bowling Green needs to move quickly here and try to get a quick basket.
14 points for Dean on that great penetration move. Bowling Green can't waste time here. Thompson will take it right to the rack and manage to coax it in. And they're within 2 again. Now Bowling Green calls a 30-second timeout. Your old home stomping grounds. Here we go. And quickly they foul, just as you said, and they can get up to the necessary fouls to give them the bonus very quickly. Just a second, if that, was taken off the clock there. And they steal it from Dean. So as we said, some aggressive defense gave them the best possible scenario, a steal and a chance to put the game in overtime or win it here in this possession. Santoro driving and a foul is called. And they will certainly take that. Santoro, a 72.5% free throw shooter.
More importantly, the 5th foul on Phyllis Webb there, where that's not a good situation, putting Bowling Green on the free throw line to tie the game, but a worse situation in the fact that Phyllis Webb, your top player, just fouled out of the game.
And as we said, it's a factor now because they can't go to her in crunch time. But if this game were to go to overtime, it would be even more of a factor because they'd have to play an extended period of time without their go-to player. Santoro could tie the game, but misses the first shot. And that band, as you said, they're doing their best to distract her. Things haven't changed since your day.
Yeah, they were a little more ruthless there. And now you're going to see a quick foul. Steal, try for a steal and a foul.
And there it is. Santoro fouls Robinson. Next one will put Eastern in the bonus. Phyllis Webb was the best available free throw shooter for Eastern, and she's off the floor now. Robinson pursued. Lambert tried to get her from behind. Tunstall bodied her. Let's see who the call is against. Robinson, a 68% free throw shooter, which is good by the standards of Eastern Michigan's team this year. Daly, who's not playing, is 68.8. And another player they don't have on the floor, Isabel Levine, is 77.8. So their best free throw shooters are out, and that one landed very heavily. Like the proverbial brick even. Tough situation for the freshman. And she very calmly and coolly hits the second one. So Bowling Green takes the ball with 24.4 seconds remaining, full timeout. And Lambert is another one, but she has not hit a field goal in this game. It's not been a hot shooter, but this would sure be a great time to change that. She's got the ball in her hands now. Santoro, top of the key. Cecil tried to kick it out and stole, and it went off of Santoro. An ill-fated pass attempt. The defender was right there. And Eastern takes over with 10.1 seconds left.
And I think Cecil should have pulled the trigger there on a 3. But positive note here, 10 seconds left. Eastern, it's going to be a quick foul, and that will still give Bowling Green from Eastern Michigan here, or Bowling Green miss a foul.
And they've got to foul quickly. Instead, the ball stolen by Santoro. A desperate swipe by Deans possibly saves the day for Eastern Michigan, because if she didn't knock that ball away, it would have been an easy layup for Santoro. You know what? It might have been off Santoro, though. And there was some contact in there as well.
I
called a foul on Deans.
I did not know that that foul was on Deans. I thought the foul was on Santoro. So interesting. You can see she has the great steal, and then it's kind of,
I think it looked like Santoro was the one
pushes off there,
thrust the elbow in, and it went off of Santoro as well.
Very, very fortunate play for Bowling Green here. If they could steal this somehow, but she has to step up and make her free throws.
1 for 2 isn't good enough. That's what she had last time, but she's a very, very good free throw shooter and hit that first one, hoping that her quota of misses was out of the way from that last trip to the line. Knocks them both down, we're tied.
And look for Eastern.
Haley Puck checking in.
I don't like the press here from Bowling Green. You're tied. I can see a little bit of pressure, but this gives Eastern a chance. You have to keep You have to play behind them. Make them catch the ball with you in between.
And do not foul them and put them on the line with just seconds to play.
I just
They
don't
get it
like
in.
this.
Robinson, she's drawn fouls through midcourt several times. Shot is up, no good. We are going to overtime, and Eastern Michigan will have to play that overtime without Phyllis Webb, who has been by far.
A great comeback against Central Michigan to push it to overtime. There was a huge Sydney Lambert three to tie it with just 3 seconds left to send it to overtime, and then Bowling Green kind of was so pumped up and they couldn't finish the game in overtime. So
Thompson, no good. Trying to get pumped up here. Do you think that they probably on the sideline had the thought that, hey, we've got these guys in a little bit of duress here, let's finish them off? Shot no good. They come out confident in the overtime.
yeah, it could be a case of that, but Bowling Green, 2 deep shots here already and nothing.
Yeah, they weren't able to come out strong at the start of the overtime the way Eastern was able to capitalize on the momentum they had at the start of the 4th quarter. Robinson all the way, draws a foul from Haley Puck. Robinson, the freshman, I think she probably has to feel a lot of the weight on her shoulders here, as evidenced by that. She made up her mind. She was taking it right to the basket.
Yeah, and that's what they have to do. Despite their free throw shooting lows, they're not going to step up and make threes. They're not a very good three-point shooting team. They have to continue to try to attack the basket. Without Siefker in there, there's not a shot blocker, and they're going to see, hey, maybe we can get Bowling Green into some more foul trouble.
When you go in overtime and you're 8 for 18, that is something that makes you cringe. Now they're 9 for 20, 63% free throw shooter there. Deans hits 1 for 2. Eastern up by a point. Tunstall played a great second half. Drives, and a foul is called. First I thought they might have called her for traveling. It seemed like the whistle came before anything really unfolded there. But the foul was issued to Jayla Russ. And aside from the fact that Robinson's the only real scorer left, now you've got some players that have not played many minutes out here in a really key situation. And we'll see how they perform as Tunstall ties the game. Good chance for a coach to take the measure of some of his players.
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, it's almost, Eastern's playing with house money here. They're missing their best player, their next best player, you know, fouled out of the game. They have another top player out of the game.
But Turney there with a good defensive play, coming up with that block. And it's tied, and Eastern Michigan with the ball. Trying to go ahead once more. Robinson working on Lambert. Russ at the drive, no good. Turney goes back up, and Puck fouls her. And Eastern on the free throw line again. Turney a 61% free throw shooter. That's the 3rd foul on Puck. She's committed 2 here in overtime. And we're going to see Andrea Cecil check back in.
And importantly, Sydney Lambert has 4 fouls.
So that was a big
if
free
you're,
throw there.
Yeah, big free throws, and if you're Eastern, I would go at Sydney Lambert. Try to get Bowling Green's primary ball handler out of the game.
Now the band's trying to encourage Turney, and they do a good job of it as she hits 2 in a row with the pressure on. 68-66, Eastern Michigan leading. Tunstall has been the go-to player in many cases here for Bowling Green. She picked up her dribble and is under some duress now. Managed to get it off to Thompson. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Santoro. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Lambert just going to have to throw it up. Robinson got a hand on the ball, shot clock violation, and they didn't make any real move to go to the attack when the time was really waning there.
Side to side there, and a screen, and Carly Santoro giving the ball up with about 4 or 5 seconds on the shot clock when the whole bench is screaming, clock, clock, clock. You have to be able to recognize that.
Mitchell, she'll get to the free throw line. Just 26%, I should say 20% from the charity stripe, but not many attempts, so maybe not something that you can consider a representative number. Of course, she hit that three-point shot, and you have to say now that that was the play of the game. It got Eastern Michigan into overtime, and now she's got them up 3. Time was expired practically at the end of the third quarter. She recovered the ball off a steal, threw up a ball off balance, and banked it in from what had to be over 30 feet away. Now it's a 2-possession lead for Eastern. And they're saving their best free throw shooting for the clutch here. 2 from Turney and 2 for Mitchell. Tunstall takes it in, can't convert. Santoro got the rebound, and Bowling Green got saved by the whistle. That's the 3rd foul on Robinson. And if they lose her, they would really be in trouble. She went for that steal and almost got it. Santoro back to the line for 2 shots, then a double bonus. Perfect. She got that 1 miss out of her system. Has drained the last 4 in a row. Five in a row. Bowling Green back to within a deuce.
Bowling Green has to stop the penetration here by Eastern Michigan. They can't let, that's the only way the Eastern points are coming right now, is points in the paint. Have to force them to take an outside shot.
Mitchell will get to the line again. That one almost went in for what would have been a huge and 1 opportunity. She hit 2 in a row. Her last trip to the line. Pressure cooker is on again. Band saying, show me what you've got, and she does. All of a sudden, Eastern Michigan shooting free throws like champs.
That's what I talked about. This is house money right now. Nothing to lose in the overtime. So that's sometimes when teams step up and play the best.
A foul was called on Bowling Green, on Tunstall. And this will give Jayla Russ a chance at the free throw line to make it a 2-possession game. Jayla also just a 20% free throw shooter, but not enough to really measure her free throw shooting acumen, and she hit the first shot. And now 5-point Eastern lead. All of the indicators seem to favor Bowling Green, with Eastern's 2 top offensive weapons on the bench having fouled out, but they have taken charge in overtime so far. Santoro cannot draw the foul. Tunstall the rebound, she does. She has just been really gritty in their battling for offensive rebounds in this second half.
That's a big time
She just
play
ripped the
there.
ball
Yeah,
away
and
from
just
Easley.
went up strong. I mean, that was a hard foul, good foul by Easley, but that was a bad play in there, meaning nice.
Good to see you're catching up with the current
Yes,
lingo.
I was impressed with that though. I was just keeping you on top there. That I didn't really think it was bad.
I don't know if you could say it was filthy. Maybe it wasn't that good, but shot missed. They're still 5 points down. Eastern Michigan matching Bowling Green. Look at the band. Maybe they're having some success in distracting them. 2 misses by Tunstall, and Eastern Michigan could make it a 3-possession game now with under 2 minutes to go. Robinson
She got
Threw
fouled.
it up, tried to draw the foul. Attorney was right under the basket. And out of bounds to Bowling Green. You have to like Robinson, though, a freshman, and she just shows no fear out there whatsoever, practically having to carry the team in overtime, and that doesn't deter her in the least.
No, and she's kind of just taking a page out of Phyllis Webb's book where just put your head down and go. Attack. Bowling Green is fouling a lot in there. I don't think that they have good on-ball defense.
Lambert has just not been hitting tonight, but Santoro, the rebound. Quick putback to get him within 3. Sydney Lambert has just not been able to click with her outside shooting in this game, which is normally a strong point of hers.
I probably jinxed her talking about how she's shot so well in the past 3 games.
35% three-point average. And once again, Eastern will go to the free throw line. Another irony, and there have been many of them here in this overtime. Eastern Michigan's free throw shooting is what's got them in strong position right now, as we see drawing that foul on Lambert. Robinson, 68% from the line, hits another one. Yeah, there's that old line about it's not how many you make, it's when you make them, and Eastern is proving the truth of that to a certain extent here. They missed the second half, 4-point lead. Santoro pulls it out. 3 or 2, they've got to convert on this possession. Lambert try to make it happen. Gave it off for Tunstall, and a crowd knocked away. Tunstall got it back, but a block there by Easley. What a great defensive play. Tunstall ripped that rebound away from her a moment ago. She paid her back there with the block. And now Robinson fouled with 40.7 to go. And Jennifer Roos seeing this thing start to slide away from the Falcons a bit. Nice pass there, but there were too many defenders collapsed around Tunstall. She got it back, and easily the block.
It's a lot of contact in there. And now Sydney Lambert out of the game. That was her 5th foul. She kind of hesitated knowing it would be her 5th foul, but didn't matter. You had to stop the clock there. You had to foul.
Robinson missed the free throw to keep Bowling Green's pulse still present, if only faintly. Siefker's already fouled out. Now Lambert joins her on the bench for the balance of the game, which might not be much longer unless Bowling Green can come up with something. Koneski replacing Lambert. Thompson puts it up, no good. Rebound, Robinson. Fouled again, and it's starting to look as though Eastern Michigan is on the verge of their first MAC win of the year. If they can hit these free throws, they'd have a 3-possession game with 27.4 seconds remaining. And I think Robinson has really shown a lot of moxie for a freshman in this overtime.
Yeah, she's been tough. I mean,
she's been out from the very beginning, I think with the full knowledge that Eastern Michigan's fate was largely in her hands in this overtime, and she's responded.
yeah, and playing the entire game, and that would have been Phyllis Webb had she not been in foul trouble, and that's big time. That's stepping up in a big game, in a must-win situation, just to get going.
Tunstall missed that shot. They had 2 opportunities, no good, 15.9. So, yes, Robinson, not only the overtime, but really she's been on the floor for the whole ball game. And I think they've got a player to build around going forward. Santoro at the free throw line, but it's only slightly more than academic at this point. Within 6, they're going to keep fighting it out to the end, but their road map to victory is looking very, very limited at this point. Robinson only has 10 points, but her impact on this game has been much greater than that. Timeout, Eastern Michigan.
Having to play Buffalo. in the first round.
Long pass. Mitchell beat everyone down court. That seals it. 7-point lead with 14 seconds to go. Bowling Green calls a timeout, but it would certainly appear that a 3-possession game with 14 seconds to go is certainly a more than relatively safe lead for Eastern Michigan. And right now I think Coach Castro is at the point where maybe stranger things have happened, but not many, but they're going to give it their best shot. Having a hard time finding somebody inbound. Thompson puts it up. It's good with 10 seconds left. They inbound the ball, a quick foul with 9 seconds to go. And Robinson will try to really seal the deal.
Number 12, Pesky, that's her first. Robinson at the line shooting 2.
Robinson seems to have been on the free throw line practically this entire overtime. Not coincidentally, because they want the ball in her hands. 6-point lead with 9 to go. And Eastern Michigan is going to pick up their first victory in the Mid-American Conference. Huck, that shot comes up way short. Down to 1.1 left. And it looks like it's all academic now. And it appears that that's going to be your